This week, I sat on a call where a smart, well-intentioned person, somebody who moves the needle for folks in this field, described an apprenticeship degree as basically a co-op. And it isn't. And the difference is not cosmetic. The difference is the whole ballgame. Because if the people designing America's apprenticeship degrees think they're building a co-op, we rebuild the exact tuition-first, classroom-first model that we already have. It's a new label, same machine, and we lose the one advantage that makes this worth fighting for. So today, the 5 one-sentence differences between these two models, the 5 practical places it shows up, and what it looks like when a country actually gets this right, because at least one already has. I'm Mike Roberts. I lead a registered apprenticeship intermediary. I wrote the Agile Talent Playbook, and I have this exact conversation on my calendar nearly every week. Let's have it once properly. Let me be clear up front. I'm not here to trash co-ops. A co-op is a genuinely good model. My dad went to Northeastern on a co-op, so I grew up knowing about it. A student alternates between semesters in the classroom and stretches of full-time work at a company. They graduate with a degree plus real experience, and the businesses that host them get a long look at future talent. Universities have run strong co-op programs across America for generations, and if you did one, it probably served you well. But look at the architecture of that sentence. The student alternates, school, then work, then school, 2 separate worlds, and the person shuttles between them. That person is still fundamentally a student. The employer, and notice that word because it's the last time I'll use it in this video. These are businesses with a talent supply chain, not places that hire people. That business is a host. A generous host, often a great one, but a host. The classroom still owns the credit. The workplace is enrichment. That's the co-op deal. Now, here's the apprenticeship degree in one sentence. An apprenticeship degree is a worker earning academically verifiable college credit on the job itself. Credit for what you know, not where you learned it. Put that next to a co-op and 5 practical differences fall right out. 1, who the person is. In a co-op, a student who sometimes works. In an apprenticeship degree, a worker, hired, on payroll, with a manager, and a future at that company, who's also earning a degree. 2, who pays whom? A co-op student pays tuition, and the work term itself helps them cover it. An apprentice gets paid from day one, and the best versions of this model pay no tuition at all. The flow of money reverses, and that's not a tiny detail. That is the model. 3, where the learning happens. In a co-op, learning happens at school and gets applied at work. In an apprenticeship degree, the job is the primary classroom. The work itself, assessed, documented, mapped to competencies, is what generates the credit. 4, what the credential attests. A co-op degree says, this person has passed our courses and separately picked up some experience. An apprenticeship degree says, this person has demonstrated these competencies at work and a college academically verified it. It verifies capability, not seat time. 5, and this is the one that changes everything for program builders. The business's role. In a co-op, the business is a host site. In an apprenticeship degree, the business co-designs the curriculum and helps assess the competencies. It isn't hosting your program. It's half the faculty. If you want to see what happens when a country takes that seriously, let me tell you about the moment that this clicked for me. A few years ago, I was at a conference in Oxford, standing outside of a building older than the United States, when our host gave the group some practical advice. If you see a bathroom, use it. These buildings were made before indoor plumbing, so facilities are going to be scarce. And standing there, it hit me. I'd traveled halfway around the world to sit in buildings that predate indoor restrooms, to study a model that's been around at least that long. Here's the part that stung. While America is still explaining the basics, the UK made the degree version real. In 2015, they launched Degree Apprenticeships with over 100 companies and more than 20 universities at the table. We're talking Rolls-Royce, BAE Systems, Airbus. Today, roughly 90 universities deliver them. Close to 47,000 people started one in England in a single recent year. And the apprentice pays no tuition. Training costs are covered through their apprenticeship levy. That's funding that's shared between the government and the companies themselves. And before you say taxes won't work, we have that in California. We have an ETP fund that can be applied to apprenticeships. I came home from that trip with my eyes open, and I've been applying what I saw ever since. So why make a whole video about vocabulary? Because words become blueprints. And when a leader hears apprenticeship degree and pictures a co-op, here's what they built. A program where the person is still a student, the tuition bill still comes first, the classroom still owns the credit, and the business is still just a host. We rebuild the tuition first, classroom first machine, stick a new label on it, and we lose the earn and learn advantage entirely. The businesses get pitched the wrong role. Host our students instead of help us build and certify your own talent. And they passed because hosting is a favor and building a talent pipeline is a strategy. And funders fund the wrong thing. Another enrollment program instead of the harder, better thing, the machinery that turns verified work into academic credit. That's the ballgame. Here's the good news. America's not starting from zero. ACE, which is the American Council on Education, now evaluates apprenticeship programs and issues college credit recommendations. And DOL registered apprenticeship programs automatically qualify for that evaluation. There is a National Center for the Apprenticeship Degree launched in 2024 with a stated goal of 3 million apprenticeship degree completions by 2035. And partners across the spectrum from Western Governors University, UW Health, community colleges like Bunker Hill, the pieces exist. Back in 2018, I rode 5 double centuries, 5 200-mile long rides. And I can tell you exactly where the hardest mile is. It's mile 193. The finish line is real. It's close. And the miles have never moved slower. That's where American apprenticeship degrees are right now. We can't even figure out if it's degree apprenticeship or apprenticeship degrees. At 193, precision, optimization matter. Somebody has to stand in the gap and translate. Here's the recap. A co-op alternates a student between classroom and workplace. An apprenticeship degree makes the workplace itself generate academically verifiable credit. Student versus worker, tuition versus wages, host versus co-designer and assessor. Credit for what you know, not where you learned it. If you're a college, workforce board, or a program builder trying to figure out which of these you're actually designing, that's exactly what my 20-minute strategy calls are for. In 20 minutes, we pressure test your model against everything in this video, and you leave knowing what you're building. The link is below, along with the link to the Agile Talent Playbook. In the next video, I'm flipping the camera to the demand side, the question businesses actually ask before they'll take on an apprentice, and the answers that close. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you there.